Hi guys, happy Friday. This is Dr. Sharnael Wolverton with Swiftfighter. How is all the clearing going the last few days? Hopefully you guys have watched the previous videos that I did on clearing versus whether it's clearing of electronical stuff having to do with emails and social media, or whether it's clearing your house. Clearing is very, very awesome for you and very helpful for your immunity. Today I'm going to talk about another type of clearing. Hey Tracy, and hey, how are you doing today? Today I'm going to talk about another type of clearing, which is electromagnetic clearing. There is a ton of electromagnetic pollution in the air, so I'm going to discuss a little bit about what that looks like, what that is, how you can help support your system and your immunity to avoid any kind of problems that may occur with those things. So definitely go back and watch the previous videos. Hey Caroline and Brenda, so you can catch up on the clearing. I still got rid of 4 garbage bags of stuff today. I erased 100 pictures out of my phone and got rid of over 200 texts yesterday. So I feel good. I'm clearing. I'm still using my clarity oil and my motivation oil to help along with that. Shane, can you take... Anybody want a bird? Just kidding. So definitely thanks for tuning in today. Right now, let's talk about electromagnetic radiation. Electromagnetic radiation is invisible, but that doesn't mean that it's not real. Hey Robin and Sarah, this stuff is legit real. And then this isn't something that we had to deal with too much a century ago, but because of all the electrical things going on in the universe right now, we're dealing with a lot of it. There's radiation that comes from your Wi-Fi in your house, your refrigerator, your cell phone, your microwave, definitely your microwave, your smart meter if you have a smart meter, your the walls contain wires that all have electrical forces and radiation that release from it. Cell phone towers, the telephone wires that go around. There's just a ton of it. Even in the razors, electric blankets, which I used to have and loved sleeping in an electric blanket, even in Louisiana, believe it or not. And I choose not to use that anymore because of the electrical pollution that comes from it. Appliances, of course, any kind of appliances that plug in, anything, and even airplanes have tons of radiation. Those deals that you walk through for the x-ray that you walk through to check for security and TSA, that is a lot of pollution as well. So again, we didn't have to worry about these issues so much before, but now that there's so much technology and so much electrical things going on in the air, and this is all radiating and coming into our body, into our cells, that this is something that we have had to deal with now, unfortunately. So let's talk about some of this. We are exposed as an average American up to 200 million times more radiation than those of our forefathers, if it gives you any idea. Electrical radiation is a real deal. Again, you don't see it, but that doesn't mean it's not there. And a lot of times there are physical symptoms that you may feel because of that, headaches or fatigue, inability to lose weight. There's a lot of different things that happen because of that. So a lot of times people don't even realize that they're being affected, but they are. You can go out in the country and unplug from everything, and all of a sudden you feel amazing, and you're not sure why. So especially if you live in the city, this is something that we can kind of pay attention to and avoid some things. There's been an explosion of radiation, of course, with all this stuff because of all this electrical stuff. I mean, I could look out right now and see all the things outside with the wires and what have you. And how does that affect your body? Basically, when we are exposed to any type of radiation, it kind of dismantles the frequency around us and in us, and it has the power to mess up our bodies on a cellular level, causing free radicals. And you guys all know what free radicals are. So if you don't, you can Google free radicals, but they're not good for your cells. So they destroy the cells. They can cause sleep problems. It causes calcium levels, hey Megan, to drop. And also it can cause retention in the fluid of the cells, which unfortunately increases dis-ease in the body, but also accelerates the aging process. So not anything I choose to do. I don't know about you. So what are some ways that we can protect ourselves? Let's talk about the positive things that we can work towards instead of like doom and gloom and all this stuff. Okay, I'm here today because I'm choosing to help you know about it and also see what things that you can do, what steps you can do to clear out and or protect yourself. Number one, do your due diligence and looking and Googling and seeing what kind of essential oils can help support your system and your cells so you can have the best possible function in your body and your immunity. Hey, Ann and Alyssa, it's good to see you. Hey, Lauren. Oh, it's so good to see you guys. So definitely you can Google and check that out. There's really some great oils that will support you on a cellular level and help your body function the way that God intended you to. Number two, if you have a microwave, ditch your microwave. That is one of the highest type radiations besides Wi-Fi that would be in your home. And even if you don't use it, but it's plugged in, it's emitting radiation through your home, and it's really high power. A matter of fact, microwaves, we don't even have one. A lot of people don't have one anymore, the people that I know that are in health. So get rid of your microwave and get rid of your smart meter. Now some places, some subdivisions and communities have certain types of electrical companies now that put mandatory smart meters on your box. A smart meter is basically a meter that they set on your box so they can check from far away how much electricity that you're using. And it's basically a high power Wi-Fi system to be able for them to check numbers without having to physically drive over and check your box. So if you are forced to have a smart meter, there's things that we can do. Sometimes you can actually call the electric company and tell them, I don't want this on here. If you don't know if you have one, you may want to call the electric company and say, hey, do I have a smart meter on my electrical box or not? And if you do, you can ask if they'll take it off. Sometimes they give you a fee, but believe me, it's worth it to have it on there. Now, you'll still have your neighbors all around you that have it, which is really, really not good. But hopefully, at least the one off of you specifically can help. I'll give you an example. I had one on my bed, and some of you know my healing crisis last year. When I did some testing, they actually found out that the radiation that was coming in my body was higher during levels of sleep. And I couldn't figure out what in the world was, going on in my bedroom with high radiation, because it just didn't make any sense. And so basically, about 2 days later, we had a problem where our power went out, so I had to call the electrical company, and there was something wrong with the line. It actually got cut, and in the process, I found out that not only do I have a smart meter, which I didn't know any of this existed before, but it was like, if this is my headboard, the wall behind it was where the smart meter was. So it was literally behind my pillow of my headboard, behind the wall behind me, pulsating through my body every single night, and we were wondering why we had some health issues. So what I did is I got a smart meter, and I got a special cage. You can Google all of this stuff just so the radiation wouldn't be exposed and going through not only my wall, but that whole entire wall, which included my daughter's bedroom as well. So we got that taken care of. Going back to the microwave situation, microwaves are illegal in most countries. I don't know if you realize that. I have no idea why we're allowed to have a microwave. It was maybe 10 years ago. Dana and I were overseas on a conference trip where I was teaching, and when I went to get up like I normally do to make some tea, I got my ceramic cup and I put my tea in there, and I got some water in there, and I was looking around for a microwave, and I asked the people who were hosting us, you know, where's your microwave, because I wanted to make some water, and they looked at me like I had 55 heads, and they were like, we don't have microwaves in Europe. That's against the law. That's too much radiation. So, you know, thank you, government, for helping us on that. If you notice, if you put food in the microwave and then you eat it, then you're basically eating radiated food, and it's going straight in. So not only would you have the radiation in your house, but now you would be eating radiated food to go inside of your body to give you that extra bit of radiation. Same with boiling water. Just boil water on the stove, okay? Like, you don't need to nuke your water and then drink that water, because it will kill anything that's good in your tea bag, and then you'll be drinking nuked water, which isn't good for you. So get rid. So number one, check out the oils that may help support your immunity response. Number two, get rid of your microwave. Check on the smart meter and see if we could do that. Number three, do not live by or work by anything that has to do with cell phone towers. Cell phone towers are really, really, really high radiation. And so if you're looking for a home or a land or an apartment or anything like that, or whatever, and you have the choice to not be somewhere where cell phone towers are, don't buy anything within that. There was a barn with some 40 acres that I was looking at several years ago, and it had been up for sale for several years. And when I inquired about it, I found out the reason why is because not only did all of the two parents and the two kids die of cancer, but the horses that were on the property also died of cancer. And so that is, I'm telling you, the laws require that there can be no cell phone towers within 125, can't be miles, 125 something, I have to check that out now, but within a school, which is great. Meters maybe? Now I'm wondering, it can't possibly be miles. But anyway, cell phone towers are not supposed to be anywhere near schools, which is great, but what about people who have jobs? What about churches? What about your homes? I think it's kind of weird that they would make a special effort to have laws that protect the children's school, which is great because they're younger and they're not quite formed in their brain and what have you, but we still can get the pollution and the cancel, and that's not good for our body. So I wish there were better rules for that. But okay, so number four, when you're using your cell phone, or if you have a cell phone, hopefully I think everybody does, iPhones have the least amount of radiation. And so definitely, I'm not anti other cell phones or whatever, but when we tested, and you can see, just Google and it'll tell you, iPhones have the least amount of radiation. Now, when you are talking on the phone, it would be way better if you could always go on speaker and hold the phone away from you when you're talking, as opposed to holding it up here next to the brain, because again, even though it's an iPhone, there's still radiation that's coming out here, and we want to protect this brain. At least I know I do. So holding your cell phone out and putting it on speakerphone as much as possible, that would be really, really great. Bluetooths, again, that is not a good idea. Like, the people who honestly just keep this up here all the time, that is basically sending radiation. You guys Google electromagnetic radiation and the brain and the body, and you will see tons of information way beyond what I'm telling you, and you'll see that I'm telling the truth here. Number five, and this is really powerful, you can use EMFs. EMFs are electrical magnetic field protection things that you can use. How about having a rice bag in the oven? No microwaves. Anything you have in a microwave is not going to work for you. Let's see. Any microwave that is on or plugged in, or even not plugged in, is going to emit radiation. So, unless you just want radiation in your house, that's up to you. So EMFs are electrical protectors, and what they do is they take all the negative ions that come from all these electrical forces, yes, Shannon, and they neutralize the negative ions, and they actually return them out into a positive ion instead of a negative. So it will not only will it not hurt you as much, but it will take what is negative and turn it around, karate chop it, like what should it, wash on, wash off. It'll manipulate it to be in a positive ion that will actually protect you, support you, give you better immunity support versus having those negative ions hitting your body all day long. And they can go inside. They're not just going to penetrate your skin and bounce off. Like, they actually can go through your body. And so what do I mean by EMFs? I use a particular brand, and you could put them on your cell phone, you could put them on your appliances. The main things that you would want to cover would be especially your Wi-Fi, your cell phone, your smart meter if you have one, and I would do a full body one, because if you're in your home, you're protected, but if you go out, you know, there's still wires and what have you out here that you are going in Walmart or whatever, you're going to be exposed to that stuff. I mean, even the microwaves in like the gas stations and stuff actually have on there, you know, please stand back when in use, because if you're pregnant, which is funny because it's like, even if you're not pregnant, so that's good to have radiation? No, it's not good. So we have special ones, like this is a cell phone one, and you could put it right on the cell phone or right on the case, and then it would actually neutralize anything negative and turn it into a positive. Yes, what about electric blankets? I mentioned that before. That would be radiating your body all night because it's plugged in. Not a good idea. Even your alarm clock, if you can keep your alarm clock further away, anything that's plugged in that you're close to is not a good idea. So, good question. So we have these little Bluetooth ones. We have the cell phone ones, and we have different kind of colors too. Like if you like something, like we have one that's like the fire of God. We have one that's like just plain black, if you're choosing that. Anyway, so those are for cell phones. Again, I'm going to give you a link to our website, and I'll give you all the different options. And then for your actual computers, we have these that just go like on an iPad or a computer, or your Wi-Fi. This is a really good one for Wi-Fi. Refrigerator, if you have it. These are ones that you could put on for your body. This I recommend because when you go out, like I said, you may be protected in your home, but if you're not protected, but you may not be protected outside. So there we have different ones. This is a cute little raindrop one, and then this is like a dried rose flower. I got a few different, like I said, if you go to the website, they have a lot of different choices and colors and what have you. Here's another one that has another type flower. They're really pretty. I have like 3 or 4, and I wear different ones depending on what I'm wearing. So we have the cell phone one. We have, smart meter. If you're choosing to put one on your smart meter, if you have a smart meter, this is a really good one to put on there. It's an extra thick one, and it will stop the radiation and will neutralize the radiation and or turn anything negative into positive. So let's see. Which brand do you use? This brand is what I'm using. You can go to my website, swiftfire.org, and that's the one that I use. They not only put the positive electronic neutralizers in there, but they also have embedded the Hebrew scripture. They've frequencied in there music and all. I mean, just really positive things too. So now this is a plug-in. And I would recommend this for any house if you can get one. This will cover up to 2,000 square feet in your house. If you get one of these, then you would still need to get one for your Wi-Fi, one for your body, one for your cell phone. So iPhone, cell phone, body, and a plug-in. But that would avoid you having to go get a bunch of these to go put on every appliance that you have, because it will cover up to 2,000 square feet. Now, if you have an upstairs downstairs, you would have one upstairs and maybe one downstairs. Or if your house is really wide and big, like mine, I have one on one side of the house and then I have another on the other side of the house. Because of the smart meter situation directly behind my bed, I have one literally on that wall, as well as have one of these on the box, and then I sleep with one too. So I'm just doing extra because you guys know my diagnosis last year, and that is not something I want to mess with. So definitely, like I said, you still want to do your Wi-Fi, you still want to have a cell phone, you still want to have a necklace, you still want to have a plug-in, and you don't have to get them all at once. You could just get them as you can. And we do have a package. The package deal is also on the website. That will give you one of the plugins. It'll give you 2 laptops, 1 body, and 3 cell phones. So if it's like for a family and you're choosing to get you know, a bunch of several ones, or if you want to do some at your office, then this is a discounted price to be able to get them there. So I will be putting up the link here in a minute for you guys to be able to have that. And I do hope that this has helped you. The last thing I want to say, number 6, has to do with flying and airplane flights. Not only do they have legal stipulations for the pilots and those on staff working on the airplanes for sleep, but also for radiation. The reason why, I don't know if you've ever been on a plane and then you saw the plane was there for your next trip, but they were waiting on the pilots, and then maybe even the pilots were there, but they were saying, no, we can't use these pilots right now because they have to have a certain amount of break from, or recess from, being on a plane. Because there's so much radiation there, and because they require sleep, there are legal limits on how long the pilots and the stewardess can actually be on the plane. So what does that mean to you? You definitely be protecting yourself. What I do too is, if I have one of these on my iPad, one of these deals, where is it? I will put one of these, they come off, they Velcro off and on. I will keep one on my iPad, and when I'm going on a plane, I will not only have on my necklace, but I will take this off my iPad and just stick it in my pocket for extra. And for the guys who don't like the flowers, you can just take one of these and stick it in your pocket. You don't have to wear a flower necklace, okay? It's just, we do have plain black ones too, and you could just wear it underneath your shirt. So you guys don't have to wear flowers, okay? But, so now look, another thing is when you go through the TSA, you don't have to go through that TSA. That is very high radiation. No matter what they tell you, they're going to say it's safe or whatever, but Google and see. You can opt out. I don't go through there, especially, there's 2 different ones. One is worse than the other. If you opt out, you just go and tell them, no, I'd like to opt out. It takes a little tiny bit longer because they'll go basically pat you down and maybe test you or whatever. But especially if you're pregnant, do not go through there. I mean, they're finding out a lot more than they really wanted to tell us in the past. So definitely opt out whenever you can. And legally, you can opt out anytime that you travel and just say, nope, sorry, I'm not going through there. Go ahead and just pat me down, and they'll do it. So I hope this has been helpful to you. Again, just another way that we can clear and protect ourselves. Baby steps, you know, again, clearing through the home, clearing through technology with Facebook friends and pictures and whatever, and now clearing through the things that are unseen, that electrical magnetic stuff. I hope this has helped you guys. If it is, let me know. If you have any more questions, then just post it here. Please tag and share with your friends, you guys, because I don't know if there's been a lot of teaching on this. There's also a book on my website. If you're interested in more information, this book is on my website. I can put that link to. It's swiftfire.org. Swift as in quickfire.org. It's called Electromagnetic Pollution by Dr. Sabina. She's a personal friend of mine. Hey, Mama. So check that out. I will put the link to the website. And again, if you have any questions, great. But share this with your people. Tag your friends and let people know how they can protect their family too, especially little ones. The kids, it's even more harmful for the kids because they haven't fully developed. And it can be harmful. It definitely is harmful for your pets. I'm a big pet person. I got 3 dogs and 3 cats and a bird, which you probably hear in my videos. And yeah, you can get different things for them too. You can put them right on their leashes or on their little tags. There's a lot of different opportunities to help them too. But if you get the plugs, you're good in the house. So definitely check those things out. Have a wonderful, wonderful Friday and wonderful weekend. And stay tuned, because I'm sure I'll be doing at least one more video this weekend. All right. Have a great night. Have a great day. It is. And I'll talk to you soon. All right. Bless you. Tag your friends. Go to YouTube. Go to Instagram. Follow me. Hit the follow button up there, or subscribe to my YouTube, and we'll talk to you soon. All right. Bye.